morning and welcome. It's an honor for me to be here today with ISCO, together with Institut Français de la Mode, IFM, and Caring in this educational path to talk about sustainability in fashion to you, the industry's future professionals. My name is Elena Fareschini and I'm Global Field Marketing Manager at ISCO. I've been working for ISCO for almost 4 years now, and I've seen that the industry has drastically changed in the way it approaches sustainability in fashion, and specifically in the way that production is also approached in fashion. And the end consumers are starting to understand this too. It's really important for students like you to also understand how production needs to be approached and how to work together in the supply chain to make sure that we are more responsible in the way we produce denim. Especially today, we're in the midst of a pandemic and hopefully towards the end of it. We've seen that the industry and society has drastically changed, not only in the way we socialize, in the way we meet with people, but also in the way we approach the industry and in the way we shop for fashion as well, which is why we're here today and why responsibility is so important in today's industry. So first of all, what is ISCO? For you that don't know what ISCO is, we are an ingredient brand. We produce denim for many of the brands throughout the world, fashion brands and non. If you're wearing denim right now, most likely it's coming from ISCO. We have a huge capacity that is equal to 300 million meters of production per year, which is huge if you think about it. We can actually cover the world in denim. And since the start of our production, since the starting of our company, we have talked about responsible innovation and how to produce denim in a sustainable way. You may also have heard that denim is actually one of the most polluting industries in the world, and that's actually partially true. It is actually one of the most polluting ones because of the water usage, the chemicals that are used to produce and wash denim, and because of the energy consumption as well. But there are also ways to make sure that denim production is done in a responsible way so that it does not harm the environment and the people that live in it. And which is why we're here today to talk about responsible innovation in denim production. And we're going to talk about two important topics. I'm here today in ISCO's Creative Room, Italy, based in the northeast part of Italy in the beautiful hillsides, where we service our clients with responsible design. We're going to talk about two important topics of the agenda. Number one, what innovations can make denim production responsible? Number two, how can the industry join forces to ensure responsible denim production? And last but not least, a third point, what does the future hold for us? At ISCO, responsible innovation is part of our DNA. We were born with it. Since the company was born, production has been made under one roof with a very strict compliance to environmental standards and control over water, substances used, and last but not least, social responsibility. Our philosophy is to wake up every day and find new ways to do better things than the day before. Innovation is key, both in product and process innovation. We are a pioneer in sustainable techniques, and we are driven to bring new and more innovative concepts to the market, i.e. product innovation, creating exciting possibilities with better sustainability credentials for our customers worldwide. We have dedicated research and development teams thinking new innovations into life every day. You may not know that ISCO has created life-changing innovative technologies like jeggings, as well as the infamous future face, also known as jog jeans. Complementary to innovation is education. This means providing knowledge to the industry, educating future talents in the world of fashion, like you, to produce denim in a way that does not harm the world we live in. This is why ISCO is here today. Last but not least, as part of the supply chain and as an ingredient brand, we also have the responsibility of joining forces with our partners in the supply chain to make sure that the information is transferred in a secure and also traceable way. This is also why we give a lot of value to the partnerships, and not only with the other partners in the supply chain, but also with the brands that we work with. We will now talk about the denim industry. We know that denim as a fabric is timeless. It's very ductile. We can work it in many, many different ways. It's an incredible fabric to work with in a creative way. So it can be used, for tops or bottoms. It can be used in a very versatile way. At the same time, as we said at the start, it can also be very harmful for the environment. And why is this so? We need to ensure denim is produced respecting environmental standards. Why is it fundamental to continue to improve the denim industry? Here's a few facts. Worldwide, nearly 2.3 billion pairs of jeans are purchased each year. You can imagine the global environmental impact of the production of jeans, considering what we said before. Denim is primarily made with cotton, and it takes 10,000 liters of water to produce only 1 kilogram of cotton. Therefore, water consumption is a big issue, but also the pesticides that are used to grow cotton and the water needed to grow the cotton. Moreover, after the dyeing process, fabrics are repeatedly treated and washed with a variety of chemicals, for example bleach, to either soften, fade, or texturize the fabric. Most of your favorite styles and shades, like acid wash, distress, light wash jeans, also require additional treatments and chemicals which add on to the processes. All in all, producing a single pair of jeans requires an immense amount of water and energy and creates significant pollution. This is why we need to continue to improve the denim industry. It's a process that we have to apply every day. As an ingredient brand, one of the responsibilities that we have is to make sure that we use fewer resources, that we produce fabrics that last longer and that have an exceptional quality. These are also the basis of our responsible innovation DNA. Our mission has always been and is to rethink the denim industry by creating a new generation of fabrics, the most environmentally friendly denim using high-performance woven technologies that use fewer virgin materials and that are more durable. With industry standards, i.e. to make sure that there are certifications that are globally recognized by the industry and by the end consumers. Last but not least, the primary focus is always people. Social responsibility is a cornerstone of what makes us who we are, making sure that employees are paid fairly, treated well, supported by a strong union representation. At ISCO, for example, we make sure we do not use cotton from any countries or regions with improper working conditions that do not meet our due diligence standards. And last but not least, we aim to pioneer new approaches that we can share with the rest of the industry. For example, the new R2 technology that has been developed and launched a year ago. So, how did ISCO come up with R2? First of all, we know that the world has a limited amount of resources, and we need to make sure that we reduce or minimize waste as much as possible to make sure that we use the resources efficiently. When we pick up materials, we must respect the importance, and that means efficiency at every stage of the supply chain, including the market, the end consumer as well. Reusing is the most impactful way of maintaining the value of something because you can keep the strength and the properties of the original material. So for example, the strength of the fiber or the look and hand feel of a fabric. What does R2 mean? R2 refers to reuse and recycle. Reuse refers to the cotton that is lost during the production process. And as you may know, 10% of cotton is actually lost during the production. So we put this cotton back into the spinning. And recycle refers to the polyester that's taken from different sources. I would like to present to you a video that shows more in depth what our ISCO R2 is all about.
The future of denim is changing, so we shifted with it. Made with reused and recycled materials, we reused cotton, taking the cotton that is normally lost during the production process, collecting it and spinning it back into yarn. We added recycled polyester, saving certified waste from landfill, giving it a second life. We made a different kind of denim, one that not only looks great, but does great too. It is about redefining the process, making the denim we all love with less. Saving water, energy, resources. We are talking about R2 by ISCO. Denim reimagined.
We will now talk about traceability and management of the sources. ISCO recognizes the value of third-party certifications and partnerships bring to the business. We control all our sources and ensure that we have the correct certifications that are also globally recognized as standards, so that we can track and monitor all our product from farm to field. ISCO's production facilities, for example, are certified STEP by Ecotex. The goal of STEP is to implement social and environmentally responsible production processes into all stages of production, with modules focusing on chemicals management, social responsibility, quality management, and health and safety. We are committed to zero waste across our processes, making high-quality textiles with less waste materials, water, and energy. This is an ever-evolving process for us. To focus our improvement efforts, we have begun adopting environmental product declarations for every step of the process to better understand the life cycle impacts of production. What is an EPD? Environmental Product Declaration. Everything on this planet has an environmental impact, be it the type of coffee you put into your mug as you start the day, or to the denim jeans you choose to wear daily. So when we look at the impact our denim has in the environment, just how much more impact is there stored in our closet? Let's take water for a moment. We all know that cotton has a huge water footprint. The industry benchmark appears to be around 14,000, and in many cases that figure varies dramatically further. A vast amount of the fashion industry actually has no idea what this impact is because we have no way to trace or measure this, and that's the problem. So just how do we go into measuring the water impact of a pair of jeans effectively and find a figure we can all safely agree on? There are an infinite number of factors that affect the water energy impact, the carbon footprint of a pair of jeans. For example, regions, seasonalities, even the scientific methodologies that decide what the measurements might be. At ISCO, we developed environmental product declarations to build an industry standard. EPDs is an independently verified and registered document that communicates transparent and comparable information about the life cycle environmental impact of products. Where the EPD is the final report, the foundation of any EPD is a life cycle assessment, or LCA. This LCA allows you to evaluate your product's environmental performance over its entire life cycle. It typically takes into consideration your full value chain from material extraction to the manufactured product, its usage stage, and end of life. We will now see an example through our R2 technology of an EPD and how it can apply to the water impact on denim jeans so that you can compare versus the same fabric that is non-R2 the percentage of recycled and reused materials and the impact it has on the product itself. I would now like to touch upon a very important subject when it comes to denim production: design. As I mentioned at the beginning, I am today in ISCO's creative room, which is the creative hub that ISCO has in the northeast part of Italy, where we support our clients with design solutions. I would now like to introduce to you Willy Bortolon, who will talk to you about responsible design solutions in denim.
Hi everybody, my name is Willy Bortolon. I'm the product manager of Creative Room. I would like to give you a quick introduction about what Creative Room is. Creative Room is the Italian ISCO center on demand, specializing in design and style research. Ideas, inspiration, solutions for the denim sector are made available to the market, adding an incredible value to the partnership with ISCO customers, thanks to an additional valuable services. Our services goes from styles, product, outsourcing, interior design.
What does it mean for Creative Room to be sustainable, to be responsible?
For us, being a sustainable company in ecological sense means making choice capable of lowering the ecological impact of its production activities, lowering consumption, reduce the use of chemical product, design, manufacturing object or garment at the end of life that will not burden the environment. But sustainability, of course, is not just about ecology. To be sustainable at 360 degrees means not only respect the environment, we need also to respect the health of worker, consumer, saving raw material, economy resources, rationalization of creative and production processes, reduction of waste. We can recap all this by saying that for us being a sustainable company means paying attention and be responsible for any choice that we make.
How do you apply this thought in the planning and realization of the products that you develop?
First of all, we must say that in Creative Room, we strongly believe that any developer and any designer, when he's creating an denim collections, should consider the complete sustainable design solutions, not only for how they source, but also how they make it. During the various steps in creating a denim collection, there are several small details that, if they are used responsibly, can reduce the waste of material and also the environmental impact. We can see on this board how we commit where we are planning a denim collection. We have 4 main steps. The first one is keep it real. Then we have we care about small details. Third one is we use the help of technology. And the last one is we believe in the force of contributions. Starting for the keep it real, when we design a collection, we try to make the sketches as much realistic as possible. This will avoid any mistake when the pattern maker will prepare the patterns. Then we apply to the sketches the image of the washes, and if is needed, any application that will make the definitive garment. After that, as we can see, we put all the styles all together to see if all the combination will work right with each other. The second concept is we care about small details. Here we have a clear example for what I mean for small details. When it comes to a pattern for a 5-pocket pants, we have style A with curved waistband and style B with straight waistband. We can see that on style B we will save 6 cm of fabric. This could look not a big deal if we speak about a single garment, but when we speak about product with thousands of garments, the number becomes interesting. Another example could be for the pocket lining. Here we have 2 ways. Style A is made with the pocket lining bag cut into pieces in a cutting placement for 3 garments. And style B is with wool pocket lining with a cutting placement for 4 garments. Also here we see that style B will consume less material even if we are cutting more garment than in the style A. Another small details example are the different types of stitching. As we can see on the board, we can choose from overlock seams and overlock seams. If we use the overlock seams for the inner leg, for the back yoke, for the crotch, we'll consume less thread. Another example, when we come to the pocket facing, if we use the rectangular pocket facing with 1 needle stitching, consume less thread than the rounded pocket facing. Another consideration is about to use open or closed seams. The closed seams will consume less thread than the open seams. Third concept is the using of technology. Using a 3D modeling program can help to eliminate mistake on the pattern in advance and will reduce the making of prototypes. When we are choosing and selecting accessories for an denim collection, we should think about material and solution with the lowest environmental impact. Here we have some example how Creative Room commit to the selection of the accessories. In this case, we have used a screw button, and this allowed us to recycle the garment without to put the metallic part in the environment. And also, we have the chance to reuse the button. Another concept is about the rivets. Instead of using metallic rivets, we can use the embroidered one. Also, considering to use the biodegradable threads. Other different solutions when it comes to label are to use material that are definitely sustainable. Here we have many solutions. We have the possibility to use the wasted graphite powder. We have the possibility to use recycled leather or recycled polyester. We have thousands of different materials that we have on a low environmental impact.
Can you give us an example of responsible design in denim?
As an example of Creative Room Sustainable Collection, here we have the red rags capsules called green icons. Keeping the sustainability as the main focus, we have created green capsules playing with different ways of less environmental impact. The first concept, called zero waste, is the idea to waste as less possible fabric when we realize a garment. In this case, we will obtain a different shape of the details and also a completely innovative fit, keeping the root of the historical denim garment. Second approach for the green icon capsule is called sustainable design. In this part of the collection, we pay attention not only in how we source, but also in how we make it. We have chosen several small details in terms of sewing, in terms of construction, and all this will allow us to save threads, lining, fabric, but the most important thing that is the final look of the garment will not compromise. Related to the sustainable design concept of the collection, we have another idea that we call it upcycling design. In this case, we use the wasted fabric after the cutting to create new items to put in the market. For example, a bag from a pants or a hat from a jacket. This will create a completed circular design collection. Here we have an example for how we develop an men pants on the zero waste concept of the collection. As we can see, the only part of fabric that we wasted is the one colored in green, that we will be only this. This is the example for how we work for this concept. As you can see, all the details has a new shapes and the fit is completely innovative. With the edge of the fabric, in this case, we create the keychain.
So when we talk about collaborative partnerships, we also talk about partnerships towards the end consumer. Fashion today has become a saturated market. Attracting the attention of consumers has become increasingly difficult, especially for the global brands, as the customers demand more and more transparency and traceability on the end products and on what they're buying. Brands and suppliers must come together to join forces to accelerate to a more circular system, creating new responsible products that are also meaningful for the end consumers and that have more stories, more human stories behind them. Collaborating with suppliers across the value chain can really help the brands to build a distinctive and differentiating offer. This is something that at ISCO we promote very heavily. We like to talk about partners rather than clients because it's through successful business partnerships that we create added value for the industry as a whole. This is done by giving support through product innovation, through content creation, and also through co-branded collaborations. Also, ensuring the industry understands the value of quality by, for example, promoting intellectual property and patents on the denim products that we produce. And last but not least, we put a high value towards education. So today we talked about education, we talked about innovation and denim. The next steps are definitely to define in the world of responsible innovation and in denim specifically, how this world can become more digitalized. Next steps, I would like to ask you a few questions. So after having seen this video tutorial, this educational tutorial, how do you feel about the production and consumption of denim? What are your future expectations in this industry? And secondly, what do you think the next innovation in the field of textiles and denim could be? So we've come to the end of our brief educational seminar on responsible innovation in denim. I hope you enjoyed it today. I hope you've actually learned a few things, but also come up with a few questions on how we can better improve the industry. And I hope to see you soon.